of you doing fantastic? Wonderful. Tell me, you're doing fantastic, you're doing wonderful, you're doing awesome, or you're doing super great, you're doing fantabulous. How are you guys doing? Tell me, quickly tell me in the chat box. Okay. I hope all of you are super excited for the session today. So whenever I look down here, I'm just checking the chat, okay? So some of you are doing awesome, some of you are doing fantastic, some of you are doing great. How many of you are in the mood? Let's rock it. Okay, amazing. See, look at the words that we guys have been using. Some of you say fantastic, some of you say amazing. How, if you guys are truly, if you guys truly feel fantastic or at learning at Vedantu, with learning at Vedantu and especially English language, just go and hit a like button right now. If you truly feel fantastic, if you truly feel amazing about the session, and with this amazing channel that we have been learning English on. So go and hit a like button. And if you haven't subscribed, go and subscribe. All right. So what is that we're going to learn today? Top 10 smart words for daily smart conversations. So in your daily conversations, what are those 10 smart words that we can use in our daily talk? Let's rock it. All right. Ready to rock it? Okay. Chalo, theek hai. First of all, let's look at these facts here. Look at these facts. Learning new words is not only fun, but it is also quite beneficial to our brain. Why? Because our working memory can hold little information. So learning new words actually helps our brain to create more ways of retaining information. Each new word we learn gets placed in a long-term memory. Did you know this psychological fact? Like every day when you give your brain some new information, useful information, it gets replaced in your long-term memory. Okay. And moreover, a robust vocabulary, of course, helps us improve all areas of communication. So when we talk about all areas of communication, we talk about listening, speaking, reading, and writing as well. All right. So that is why we should never stop learning the language. The language, we're talking about the English language here. So that's the great use of vocabulary as we guys have. So I'm sure you guys enjoy using amazing vocabulary in your daily conversations. Kaur says this is a piece of cake, sir. Yeah, that's a good idiom that we learned yesterday. Yeah. So learning new vocabulary is always fun, right? Thank you, Sujal, for the compliment. All right, chalo, check. So what are we going to learn today is these top 10 words. Let's discuss these top 10 interesting and smart words that we can use in our daily conversations. So the next time you speak with your friends, with your parents, with your teachers, and especially if you want to sound smart to impress somebody, you can use these top 10 words. All right, are you ready for this? Excited to know these top 10 words picked up by me? All for you guys. All right, let's look at the first one. The first one is the first word. If you look at the first word, I've given you the word along with its pronunciation. Okay, so look at the word perfection, perfectionary. Look at the word perfectionary, perfectionary, perfectionary. That's incorrect pronunciation. So when you pronounce it perfectionary, that's incorrect pronunciation. Look at the correct pronunciation. Perfunctory, perfunctory, perfunctory. It's not perfunctory. It's perfunctory. Look at this. First syllable is perfunctory, perfunctory. Okay, not perfectionary. Perfunctory. You must be wondering what this is. If you haven't heard this word before, Let's pronounce it. Let's have the correct pronunciation for the first 5 times here. So, perfunctory. Perfunctory? Is it perfunctory? No, let's look at the syllable breakup. Yeah, look at this here. Perfunctory. 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 Okay, chalo, say it with me. Perfunctory. 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 All right. So let's see what this is. Perfunctory is an adjective. How is that you can use this word perfunctory? Perfunctory is used when something is carried out without real interest or real feeling, real enthusiasm. See, look at the example. The customer gave a perfunctory nod or reaction. Perfunctory matlab he was not interested. So nod was like this. Sometimes when you give a nod or the reaction to something where you're not interested in. So if it is of an action, you're doing some action without real interest, feeling, or effort. So this is it perfectionary? No, perfunctory. Look at this, perfunctory, perfunctory. All right, we'll pronounce it 5 more times. Perfunctory, 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 perfunctory. All right, that means when you react to something without any real interest, without any feeling, or without any effort. So the customer gave a perfunctory nod that he was not interested, like disinterested. Okay, that's the first one. Let's look at the second one. Okay, elucidate. Elucidate. Look at the pronunciation. Elucidate. Elucidate. Not elucidate, it's E. Elucidate. That means to explain or make something clear. So it is a verb. It is used as a verb. It's an action. Look at the sentence example. Could you elucidate that concept so that I can fully grasp it? Okay, that's a nice word. If you really like this word, hit the like button. Show me if you really, tell me if you really like this word. Express your reaction by hitting the like button there. Elucidate. This is a word that is commonly used and is really important to explain or make something clear. So you can tell your teachers, sir, could you please elucidate that? All right, because this will make you sound smart in front of a teacher or for your trainer, for that matter, anybody. Elucidate, to make something better, to explain something clearer. Could you elucidate that concept so that I can fully grasp it? Okay, so you like this word here? So I'm sure you will use this word with your teachers next time. Use it with your teachers because, of course, it is about. Can we use elucidated? Yes, the past tense would be elucidated. That's okay. For example, the professor elucidated the concept really well. Okay, chalo. Look at the third one. The third one is malaise. The third word is malaise. Malaise. It just means physical discomfort or a general feeling of uneasiness. There are times when we feel uneasy for no reason. That feeling is called malaise. That's a noun form. See, she suffered from malaise that kept her from enjoying the party. Let's say there was some lady at the party, she could not enjoy herself at the party because of this feeling of malaise. Okay, look at the pronunciation. It's not malaise, it's malaise. Malaise. Yeah, that all the pronunciation that I'm giving you is UK based pronunciation, British pronunciation, because that is considered standard and correct, like standard all over the world, especially in India, we learn British pronunciation. Malaise. Okay, so the next time you experience this feeling of malaise, make sure you're prepared for it. Okay, you don't let yourself, you don't let malaise happen to yourself. So that's malaise. All right, let's look at the next one. Obfuscate. Obfuscate. That means to confuse someone or to obscure the meaning of something. किसी के लिए confusion create करना, or to obscure the meaning of something. To obscure मतलब to make it even more confusing. See, for example, this is a verb again, action happening. The rule is more likely to obfuscate people than help them. For example, let's say a new teacher has introduced some new rule, and this new rule is more likely to obfuscate people than to help them. Okay, so that's called obfuscate. Obfuscate. That is to make something more confusing. If you really like this word, go and hit the like button. All right. And do not forget to share this amazing learning with others so that I told you this is not grade specific. So this is not for some particular grade. You can share it with anyone and everyone. Share it with your friends, your cousins, your family members, your people connected on social networking sites so that you can seem smart in front of them, and of course they can compliment you for that. Okay, so fourth word was obfuscate. Let's talk about the fifth one. Okay, is it sycophant? First is sycophant. No, it is sycophant. Sycophant. Look at the correct pronunciation. Sycophant. Okay, the sycophant just means somebody who praises powerful or rich people in a way that is not sincere, usually in order to get some advantage from them. And this is a noun. For example, she became a real sycophant when she wanted her boss to give her a good promotion. It's like बोलते हैं ना, किसी की झूठी तारीफ करना, किसी को चने के जार पे चढ़ाना, या किसी का just that fake acting that we do just to appreciate someone because we want some advantage out of it from that situation. So a person who does this is a sycophant. There are some people around us who do this. So sycophant. So those people are sycophant. That's the word for them. It's not psycho, it is sycophant. 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 She became a real sycophant when she wanted her boss to give her a good promotion. Okay? Or he or she became a sycophant when he wanted his or her teachers to increase his or her marks. So sycophant is the fifth one. Sycophant. Okay. Yes, it in a way it means sarcasm. Tanishka, yes, Tanishka, in a way it means sarcasm. All right. Sycophant is a noun. It's not a verb, okay? Yeah, next. Next, sixth word that we have is vitriol. Vitriol is not vitriol. Vitriol is a very common way of incorrectly or mispronouncing it. So the correct pronunciation is vitriol. Look at the pronunciation. Vitriol. Vitriol. That means violent hate and anger expressed through severe criticism. Criticism as in to insult something. And to insult that something, we express violent hate towards something, hatred or anger. So look at this. This is a noun form again. Their reactions to his comments were pure vitriol. Look at this. So when somebody commented about something, let's say on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, and the reactions that people had to those comments were pure vitriol. Vitriol. Look at the pronunciation. It's not vitriol, it's vitriol. Vitriol. Okay, that's vitriol. By the way, before we move on to the seventh one, I have a question for all of you. The question is, just imagine, this is an imaginative question. Just suppose, okay? Just imagine. Hypothetical situation. Imagine if there is a robbery happening at somebody's place, or let's imagine it's happening at your place. I'm not saying this will be real, I'm just asking you to imagine. If there is a robbery happening at your place and you see the thief or that robber with a revolver, okay? Now, what you have to do is you have to outsmart him without violence, without kind of getting into any fight, or kind of without using any profanity, without using any abusive language. You have to kind of outsmart him. Let's say the person has come to rob you, or let's say the person has come for uh, just just uh, just stealing the things away, okay, in your house, and suddenly you're alone, you're all alone in your house. So what is that one way you can think of to outsmart that person without violence, without calling the police, without violence, without calling the police initially, and without violence, without using any abusive language? Think and tell me, because I read a story wherein there was a person named James who outsmarted a thief. He had a thief one evening in his house, and he kind of outsmarted him with his wit, with his intelligence. So I would want you to think about it. How's that you can use your wit, you can use your intelligence to outsmart that robber, outsmart that thief. Okay. All right. So we will talk about this. So your answers could be: you will play a sound of siren. No police by speaking. Okay, let's see. I'll tell you what happens in the story. What James does in the story. There's a character named James who experienced a thief, or and you can call an intruder, a robber, came with a revolver to loot him, to steal things there, and he outsmarted him without violence. We'll check out how. We'll find out how. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned to know that. For now, let's check the seventh word. The seventh word is quintessential. Sir, क्या लिखा हुआ है? Quintessential? No, 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 no. Okay, look at this here. It's quintessential. It's clearly written here. Quintessential. 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 Quintessential just means a typical example of a particular person, a characteristic, or something. It's an adjective. See, look at this. It was the quintessential chocolate chip cookie with its slightly chewy texture and giant chocolate pieces. Let's say you come across a chocolate like this and you want to take that chocolate as an example of a typical uh, another chocolate. You're comparing that chocolate with another chocolate, and you consider that chocolate to be the typical example, like a very common typical example. So that is quintessential, a typical example of a particular person, a characteristic, that is a quality or a thing as well. See, it was the quintessential chocolate cake. Quintessential. It was the quintessential chocolate chip cookie, a perfect example, a typical example of a chocolate chip cookie, which is slightly has a chewy texture. When you chew some cookie, it has a chewy texture. The texture is chewy and has giant chocolate pieces here. Most of us like chocolate cookies. So, like this, quintessential. Okay, let's say for example you have some type of ice cream, you like some particular brand of ice cream, and you hold that ice cream in your hand and you say, hey, this is the quintessential ice cream that we all friends relate to. Quintessential, that is, this is the typical example of that ice cream, that brand of the ice cream that we all friends can relate to, that we all friends like it. Okay, so a typical example of something, of or a person or a characteristic as well. Quintessential. All right. Next would be, this is a very smart sounding word. Scintillating. Is it scintillating? No. It is scintillating. Scintillating. Look at this here. Scintillating. 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 That is something fascinating or brilliantly clever, which is an adjective again. For example, she created a scintillating presentation for the meeting. You created a scintillating project for your science assignment, or you created a scintillating performance for your teachers. So scintillating just means something that catches somebody's attention, catches somebody's eye. That is something very fascinating, or something that is brilliantly clever. Scintillating. Scintillating. All right, sounds good. Sounds smart, right? Scintillating. So I hope all you guys are having scintillating learning these days. All of you are enjoying scintillating learning at Vedantu. Let's rock learning. Okay. So my teaching is scintillating. Thank you. Thank you. All of us are learning this together. All of us are having this amazing scintillating learning. Tanishka says puppies are scintillating. Yes, yes, of course they are. Okay, so next is the second last word is catch 22. Yeah, you must be wondering why do we have a number there, catch 22. Okay, this is how it is used. Catch 22 is a noun. It is used to talk about some impossible situation where you're prevented from doing one thing. Let's say you're prevented from doing let's say learning a topic, change the voice. Let's say you're not able to learn the topic, change the voice until you have done another thing. What do I mean by that is, to learn the topic, change the voice, you have to learn tenses first thoroughly. Okay, but the problem is that another thing you cannot do until you have done the first thing. Okay, now what it means is, let's say if you want to learn tenses, okay, you need the basic understanding that tenses is related to change the voice and change the voice is related to tenses. So this puts you in a situation where you cannot really do the second thing unless you have done the first thing. And the first thing also looks difficult because it is somehow connected to the second thing. You know, that's how the explanation is. See, it's an impossible situation, yeah, where you are prevented from doing one thing. That is, you cannot do that one thing until matlab jab tak, until you have done another thing which is related to that. And then another thing that you cannot do until you have done the first thing. We come across situations like this, that के फर्स्ट कॉन्सेप्ट समझने के लिए सेकंड कॉन्सेप्ट समझना है, बट सेकंड कॉन्सेप्ट जो समझना है वो तब तक नहीं समझ सकते जब तक वो फर्स्ट कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर ना है. All right. So this is called a catch-22 situation. We come across such situations maybe while solving mathematical problems or some situations in real life challenges as well. So you can use this word like this. He's in a catch-22 situation. So if you're in a catch-22 situation, that means you're in a very confusing kind of situation. You don't know which option is to be done first, whether the first option is to be done first or the second option to be done first, because both are related. Okay. All right, that's catch 22. So next time if you are in a catch 22 situation, go and check this channel. Whenever you're in this catch 22 situation, check the We Learn English channel and all your confusion will be sorted. And make sure if you have not subscribed it, subscribe it right now. Okay. Yeah. All right. And the last one, the 10th one is Suave. Will it be Suave? No, it's Suave. See, it's clearly given. The pronunciation, Suave. Suave. Suave just means anybody who's charming, confident, and elegant. Who's charming, who's confident, elegant, stylish, just like me, you know? Right, I'm just joking. I know all of you are charming, confident, and elegant. Adjective. See, he is very suave, especially in front of the ladies. You know, there are people like that who try to show off a little in front of the ladies, especially the actors like that. You know, you have your favorite Bollywood or Hollywood actors like that. He's very suave, suave that is charming, confident, elegant that is stylish, especially in front of the ladies. For example, somebody like Shah Rukh Khan, you know, he does this typical step like this. He tries to be suave by doing this. Yeah, that is, he is trying to uh, he's trying to express his personality. He's trying to show that he's charming, he's confident, and elegant. That is stylish as well. Okay, so these were the top 10 words. So start using all these words in your daily conversations. That will make you sound smart. Okay, and of course, it will leave a wonderful impression on people whom you're talking to. It could be your teachers, your friends, your parents. Your parents will be proud of you. Like, my son, my daughter, you speak English this way, right? Yeah, they'll be super proud, and of course, you will feel uh, really proud and great about yourself as well. All right. So you're the answer to that situation. So what happens in that story is James faced the robber like that, the thief like that. And he kind of thought of outsmarting him. You know how he outsmarted him? He kind of fooled the thief by convincing him that he himself was the thief there. Because he had some bags, and those bags were full of some material. Let's say he was packing his bag somewhere in the story. So what he does is he pointed his attention, he got his attention to those bags, and he lied to him. He lied to him saying that, hey, you know what? You're being a fool here. I myself am a thief here. Why don't we do some mandavli? Why don't we do why don't we have a deal? Let's do 50-50. So initially he was confused. The thief was confused. He did not kind of get convinced by his talks. But then later he convinced him. He convinced him a little more. Well, look at these bags. I have been trying to steal things. I have stolen everything in these bags, and let's together run away. So he convinced him so well that the thief was finally convinced. Okay. And when the thief was finally convinced, a little more convinced, his attention was distracted a little. When you're convinced, you're thinking about something. So his attention was onto something else. He got his attention off James and the bag. So he was just thinking. Immediately James took advantage of the situation. So when he was just thinking, that is, his attention was off James and off bags, thief was in his own world, thinking about something. That is when he took advantage of the situation. He immediately gave him a push. He locked his hands. He kind of tied his hands with something, and that is when he informed the police to the end without violence. Violence, of course, a little bit of violence happened at the end, but initially kind of outsmarted him. He used his wit and intelligence. So next time, in case it happens with you, try this trick. Let's see if it works. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope all of you liked it, liked all those 10 words. Tell us in the comment section how helpful you find those words and how stylish you find those words. And I'm sure the next time you use those words, you will sound super smart. And stay tuned for this amazing learning. Do not miss the amazing learning that is going to happen on this channel. So just to make sure you don't miss the amazing learning, you would know it well, you got to subscribe, all right, and share with people. That's it for now. So stay tuned with me. Until next time, I'm signing off. Take care, all of you. God bless us all. Bye-bye. Take care.